Hey, you guys, welcome to the Punch It Wrestling Podcast with your host, Sydney and
Jamil.
Hea. This is a new wrestling podcast. We are a couple. We've been dating for about 3 years now, and it is a podcast for WWE super fans, girlfriends of WWE super fans, and those that are just new to wrestling or had never seen an episode of wrestling WWE before and want to know what all the hype's about. So it's really for everyone. So we're gonna do a quick intro, how we each got into watching wrestling. I'll let Jamil kick it off. Tell us your entry point into WWE, Jamil.
Thanks for the nice intro and a lead-in question. I have been watching wrestling since I was a little kid, as early as I remember. Been watching since I guess the late '90s, like late Attitude Era. So yeah, I've always loved it. I pretty much watched every Raw and SmackDown, probably from when I was in elementary school, maybe like 8 years old, until I was like ended college. I watched like every episode of all of them. So yeah, that was kind of that was basically like my whole childhood. I always loved wrestling. Took a break for a long time, between like I guess 2017-ish until 2024, when we watched it together for the first time.
Yeah.
We Raw rolled into town, and I wanted to go for my birthday, and she obliged. And we went. That was about 8 months ago, and we've kind of been watching Raw and SmackDown ever since. It's been really fun to kind of get into it again, and kind of revisit this thing from my childhood. And yeah, I've just been watching it together ever since. What's your experience? Have you are you a WWE super fan too?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess you'd have to let me know when I earned those stripes of a super fan. I think the past 8 months have been great. I think what really started my excitement around wrestling is actually seeing the event in person and seeing like what like a spectacle it is to be able to watch it live and all the like the pyrotechnics. Is that what it's called? The fireworks.
The pyro.
The pyro, the fireworks, the music, the drama. It's you don't know until like you see it in person how fun it really is, and the environment that you're in, everybody being really pumped up and excited about it. Like seeing someone like Cody Rhodes come out, and it's like a really exciting experience. But yeah, every day since that, watching Raw and SmackDown every week, it's just a great like show. It's a great. There's drama. There's fighting. There's like all this excitement every episode that keeps it really entertaining week after week. And I'm not all about violence or anything, but I keep up with the drama, and it's fun and it's cool, and I'm really a big fan of the ladies, I'd say. I love the girl drama. I love the gymnastics of it all. But yeah, it's been great. I still have a lot to learn. I think that's part of what this podcast is going to be is our experience together. With WrestleMania next week or in a few days now. Yeah, how much I've learned so far since in these 8 months, and what else can you teach me from your many years of being a super fan?
I'm excited for this WrestleMania because this is kind of your first one where you have invested a lot of time in wrestling, and this is really the payoff. Like it's just like a Super Bowl or a World Series where you spend time watching the whole season to get to the end, and that's what makes it satisfying. Not just like jumping in with
Yeah.
WrestleMania not knowing what's happening. You know, this is long-term storytelling, sometimes short-term. It's a mix of all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great.
But the thing is, it's not the end. It starts again. It's WrestleMania is Easter Sunday, and Raw starts again on the day after, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, we're gonna get into that. You know, which of these some of these storylines are gonna be ending this weekend on Saturday, Sunday.
Really?
Some will probably continue on. You know, you're not gonna see the end of maybe a few of these storylines. This might be, you know, the middle or the beginning of the story for some of these. So, anyways, without further ado, let's talk about this WrestleMania.
All right.
Today is Wednesday the 16th. They on SmackDown last week they announced the official card.
Yeah.
So we just watched this Raw this last Monday. There still is one more SmackDown. So I guess things could change, but I really don't see that happening. So just as a disclaimer, this is recorded on the 16th, so we know everything that they've told us up until right now, before this next SmackDown.
Cool.
So we don't know the order. They haven't announced that yet. We're just gonna find out as they come along. But I've set it up, I guess, or found a list that kind of makes sense of where these things kind of might fall in line. So on Saturday, first match I want to talk about is Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano. The lead up to this match has been a lot more interesting than I think it had any right to be. I think El Grande Americano has been a really like funny character that they've kind of inserted in over the last few weeks, and I've been very entertained by him. But I really feel like this match is kind of just set up to get Rey Mysterio on the card. Rey Mysterio is a Hall of Famer. People are going to be disappointed if they don't see Rey Mysterio.
Is he typically in WrestleMania?
Yeah, he should always have a match.
Really?
He was a main eventer for a long time when we were kids.
Yeah.
He even at WrestleMania 22, he won the World Heavyweight Championship.
Do you know what WrestleMania this one is going to be?
This is 41.
Oh, wow. It's a lot of WrestleManias ago.
Yeah, that was, oh my God, I didn't even do that math. Yeah, that was 19 years ago. Jesus. Oh my God.
Wow, so he really is a legend. And he's been like pretty beloved a lot of his career.
He really is. I mean, ask any luchador and they'll tell you he's the greatest. He's their idol. I mean, I've seen like interviews with Penta and guys like that where Penta is like Rey Mysterio is the greatest ever. He's the most world famous luchador ever.
I love that.
Yeah, he's right. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's my favorite for a long time when I was a kid. So it's he needs to be on the card. He obviously he's like over 50 years old now, so he's not what he used to be. He's not going to be competing for like any championships or anything. But you need to get him on the card.
So El Grande Americano, who do you think he really is?
I mean, the guy that's been El Grande Americano thus far, it looks like Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Chad Gable has been feuding with the LWO and luchadors for a long time.
Yeah.
He announced on a Raw, he was like, he told American Made, he told his teammates, he was like, I'm gonna leave to go study the art of lucha libre and find out these secrets.
Yeah.
And then he came back and now he's denying that he's El Grande Americano.
As a Latina, I love this. What is the American Made losing to luchadors and Latino World Order, right?
Yeah,
like,
American
for the past like 2-3 months, like consistently.
Yeah, American Made has been getting their asses whooped by the LWO in different like variations for since we started watching for like 8 months. We're getting their asses kicked by the LWO. So I mean, it's Latino power. And I mean, I support it. I want the Latinos to win every time. But I'm kind of ready for this storyline to end.
Yeah.
They should just go their separate ways. I mean, they're kind of just like, they're locked into fighting each other.
Yeah.
So I would be entertained, or I would like it if this storyline ended. I think Rey Mysterio should win this. I think it would be a nice crowd pleaser. Everybody will be happy with Rey winning. And then unmasking El Grande Americano is how I expect it to happen. I don't think El Grande Americano is fun. He's a fun character, but I don't think this should continue for much longer.
Yeah.
I think you should just go back to being Chad Gable and getting and fighting some different people.
Nice. Yeah.
But next match, another match on Saturday is the Tag Team Championships, War Raiders versus New Day.
Okay, I know who a New Day is. Yeah, who were the War Raiders? I don't even remember. I don't remember who that is.
The Viking guys.
Okay.
They came back. I guess a couple months ago. If I'm
I feel like I've never heard them talk. Do they have accents? Are they?
I think they're Americans, but they don't talk. Which I think they've had a couple of like those video segment, like pre-recorded video segment promos.
Yeah.
Like this last episode when they were like, the New Day tried to break our necks or something, like. But it's like, who cares? Like, sure. I mean, so we've only been watching for 8 months, and I know that they were injured for a while, so probably there's a lot of character building before this. But I don't know. Like, it's just somebody who's watched. We've watched for almost a year, and we really don't know anything about the War Raiders. Yeah. I mean, I just don't care about them. It's just not interesting to me.
So, do you think they'll win?
I do think they're gonna win.
Really? I hope they do. I don't know anything about them or who they are, but I am mad at New Day because I don't like how they treated their third member.
It's, probably one of my favorite wrestling moments of all time is like they keep doing these interviews after their matches where like Kathy or Jackie will like stop them on their walk up the ramp. But I don't know why they only do this for New Day and sometimes Penta, but they're walking up the ramp. And then Kathy asks him a question, and then Xavier Woods goes, "Are you slow, Kathy?"
Poor Kathy.
Which, honestly, I've started saying, even to people not named Kathy, I've started telling people, "Are you slow, Kathy?"
Aww. Yeah. Okay,
So,
next.
Okay, let's talk about the next match. Okay, next match. Let's talk about Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This is
I want to talk about this one.
This is like a grudge match.
Yeah.
I think this one is sort of up your wheelhouse. I think you're a fan of both Jade and Naomi.
Yeah.
And this is two people with real hatred for each other.
I guess so. I wish they could all be friends, honestly. I miss the days, where they were all friends. Before Bianca and Naomi were tag teaming together, they were all they did like some work, all the three of them, right? Some work.
They did some work.
They
were all co-workers.
Some pieces of the three of them together. But yeah, it's tough to watch. I've been a big fan of Naomi and her incredible outfits, her hair, her neon. Now she's kind of gone this like caution tape kind of. Is that part of her like her bad girl era?
Yeah, well, she started saying proceed with caution. I think.
Yeah, proceed with caution. Yeah, and now she's being really mean to Jade, and I haven't heard. Well, Jade's talked a little bit, but yeah, I would like to see them kind of like talk more. I guess that's what you're saying is Wrestlemania is more about the action, right? There's not a lot of talking.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've
can they just talk it out? Like, can we just be friends again
can we
and
just
talk
get
it
like
out?
an intermediary?
But they're both badasses. They're both hot. They're both beautiful. And yeah, somebody's got to win. But I think it's going to be interesting to see what the outcome is. I guess if I had to choose, I would say Naomi.
Who you think she's gonna win, or you want her to win?
I think she's gonna win. Is that crazy?
I personally think that Jade will probably win.
It'd be interesting having Naomi win this. What that means, because I think she's been losing lately too, or she hasn't been in Raw the past couple of weeks, but yeah.
But I can honestly see Naomi winning too, because we don't really know what Naomi is capable of since she kind of like turned heel, and she's like, she might be like accessing like a different level of aggression.
Yeah. One of my favorite comments is when what her husband is Jay or Jimmy.
Her husband is Jimmy.
Jimmy, and you're like, Naomi, get out of there. Your husband was bleeding earlier.
Yeah, he was being
Go tend to
murdered.
your husband. Yeah, he was being bloody murdered
And
by a ring general.
Yeah, and this is a good transition. I think
shit.
the next match we should talk about is Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah. I do have stuff to say about this one just because I almost stopped watching this whole series when Gunther was bloody murdering bloody murdering Jimmy. Was it Jimmy?
Yeah, that was a pretty shocking
It was
segment.
gross. I had to look away, and I was threatening. I was telling Jamil, like, I can't watch this. I'm never watching the show again. Why is that necessary?
I think, honestly, I'll tell you why I think it was necessary.
Oh, no.
So the Royal Rumble was like 10 weeks ago. We've known that Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania was going to happen since February.
Yeah.
Right? And the winner of the Royal Rumble, like that storyline kind of faces, to me at least, like an uphill battle because you have to keep this momentum and interest going for, in this case, 10 weeks. So WrestleMania is usually the first weekend of April. Now, because they wanted it for Easter, it's later.
Yeah.
So it was like an extra couple of weeks. So this has been a long build up to this match.
Yeah.
And it was getting kind of like a little like boring with them just kind of like, running in, attacking each other for a couple of minutes, and the fight would be broken up.
Mm-hmm.
They needed to add more stakes. And I think
sacrificing a brother.
Yeah, sacrifice. I mean, man, Jimmy, I don't think he needed to blade like that hard. He was just like, he was bleeding so much.
Yeah, it was gross.
I personally don't love that level of like violence either, which is why like we watch WWE.
It's not just violence; it's like gore. Like
yeah, it's like gore. like we don't watch, or I've never watched AEW or any of these other like promotions. Yeah, because they just like get. There's some wrestlers that just get like so kind of gross and violent, and they use weapons and stuff.
Damn.
And that's not really what I'm about. I like that when it's necessary, when it's needed. Like in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
A match that's supposed to be violent.
Yeah, I remember that with CM Punk and the Scottish guy. What's his name?
McIntyre.
that
was a great match.
That was also a bloody match that I had to look away for a little bit.
But yeah.
My recommendation is less blood.
Guys,
that's all I can say.
Less blood.
Just a little.
But no, I thought that made it interesting because you know what it does? Now, so Jay versus Gunther. Gunther has won 3-0. Like, he's won all 3 matches. So you wonder, like, how would Jay win now? He's never been successful so far. But now with Gunther doing that to Jimmy, this could, like, unlock something new in Jay.
Wow.
Remember, like, his promo where he was like, my brother was in the hospital, and everyone goes, yeet. And he's like, I had to tell my mama her son was going to die. Yeet.
I love that. That doesn't get old. The yeets never get old.
Yeah, I kind of want to say yeet between, like, every sentence that I have in my personal life, too. I think it's just a great kind of way to just break up a conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean...
So you think it's going to be Oos?
I think I've predicted, like, the face is going to win every single match so far. And the bad guy has to win at some point.
Oh.
If Gunther... Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know who could beat Gunther, you know? Like, you really has to piss somebody off really bad. And I think, I could see Jay winning.
Yeah.
But then I just don't really... I don't know. I'm willing to be pleasantly surprised by this match. I think it could go either way. And I kind of want to see the way it goes. Is there going to be interference? Is Jimmy going to come out during the match? Is Gunther going to try to cheat?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? Are we going to see Jay use a different move besides just super kicks
I
and
love those.
spears?
Yeah. What's a spear?
Like the move that everybody does, like Roman, Braun Breaker, when you run and you tackle someone like a football tackle.
Oh,
Jay does that too.
cool.
So yeah, I'm expecting a 10-minute Yeet entrance.
Yeah. There's got to be. Yeah, I think like 20% of every episode is just yeets from the audience.
I'm sure it's really fun
I'm not
when
complaining. No, yeah, that's what I'm saying is about this in person, like going in person. You go and to experience the crowd eating. That's probably the best part.
yeah. But when you're watching it on TV, you're kind of like, all right, enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Next match, we got to talk about two more matches left on Saturday.
Okay.
Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the WWE Women's Championship.
Yeah. I think I have a lot more to say about Saturday than Sunday, it's seeming, because yeah. I do love my Tiffy time. I've been a big fan of Tiffy since she was Naya's kind of like sidekick. Well, she's always had Money in the Bank as long as I had her, right? Or had the money. She's had Money in the Bank. What is it called?
She had
case.
Yeah, it's called the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. And when she finally used it or cashed it in, that's what it's called. That was really exciting.
That was like a hype moment.
Yeah,
I think everybody got.
We've been waiting for this. So it seemed like forever.
Yeah, sorry to interject.
Yeah.
That, like, when you get like excited about a moment in wrestling, that's called marking out.
Marking out.
Yeah, we were marking out.
Yeah, I was marking out. So yeah, I've been a big fan of Tiffy. I didn't know that much about Charlotte Flair. I of course had heard of Ric Flair from the Migos song, right? Is it a Migos song?
It's Offset and Metro Boomin.
Okay. But I love that song, and I I think I'd seen a 30 for 30 of Ric Flair before. Anyway, was there some one of those? And yeah, Charlotte seems old. She seems mean. I feel like Tiffy is not as mean as I would like her to be, especially because Charlotte seems so mean. But Tiffy kind of gives like more annoying than mean. But I do think that something got personal like a couple episodes ago, right? When
they were in the ring, they were arguing, and this is one of those things where like they intentionally make it like, is this real or is this not? Is this a shoot or is this a work? Right?
Shoot is real.
Shoot is real, and work is when they're trying to make it is when it's fake, but they try to make it look real.
Okay.
So if you get fooled by something, they say you got worked. Anyway, I don't know why they call it that.
Cool.
But yeah, so Charlotte came in the ring and they were arguing, going back and forth, and Charlotte has been getting booed, like loudly met with boos anytime she's talking or in the ring. I guess people are just sick of her. Like the crowds are just like, they go, enough of this. She's not even that old, but there was like, enough of this lady. We've seen enough of her. We don't like her. And she was trying to like, go back and forth and argue with Tiffany. And, she said like, Tiffany's like, oh, your voice, like, your voice is annoying.
It is.
Which is, Tiffany does have an annoying voice.
How long has Charlotte been out? Like I hadn't seen her, and all of a sudden she came up. She came in at what was
she came out of Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
I know that she had a match.
Was it for an injury?
Yeah, she was just injured. She's been injured since, I guess, before we started watching. I don't know if she got injured. I know she had a match at last WrestleMania. I don't know if she got injured there or injured sometime between that. We started watching the day after SummerSlam of last year.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So SummerSlam, which is like, we haven't really seen that many championships change hands because Gunther won the championship that night,
Yeah.
and we've only seen Gunther as champion. But I know that Tiffany or Charlotte has been out since before we started watching.
Okay.
But now she's back, and there's a new queen on top, Tiffany.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I think Tiffany.
Really?
I think Charlotte. I think they're gonna go for like the crowd pleaser.
Really? I think if there was a heel
Mm.
to win, it should be Charlotte. Is she the heel?
Mm. Yeah, Charlotte is the
Yeah.
heel here, but Tiffany's not. Tiffany's like not really a face either. Like she
Mhm.
kind of like she's kind of still like a mean girl. I feel like almost like she's not really doing
Yeah.
anything like good. Like she doesn't have any allies. She's not.
Yeah, she's been mean to like Bailey and all the other girls too.
Yeah.
But to be fair, they were pretty mean to her first.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah. I don't know. I think I could see Charlotte winning though.
Yeah.
But I think people would react really negatively to that.
Okay.
So I might go with Tiffany there.
Okay.
The only other match we have to talk about on Saturday is the main event.
Yeah.
This is personally, no, I shouldn't say that. This match that my second favorite match, the second match I'm looking the most forward to.
Really?
I think in terms of actually wrestling, this is the match that I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah. Have I ever seen what is this, a triple threat?
Yeah.
Triple threat?
They do triple threats all the time.
Okay. I don't know why. Yeah, I guess I have. I don't know why I feel like this is going to be interesting.
Well, I think because I don't know if we've seen a triple threat with like this level of talent, this level of wrestlers.
Yeah, these are like the top 3 guys or some of the top 3s.
Yeah, I mean, this is 3 out of the top 4.
Really?
For sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's going to be a triple threat match. Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
This is not for a championship, but this feels like it has the second highest stakes of any match of WrestleMania weekend. These are 3 of the top guys in the industry. Multiple championships between them. Long-term 10 years of storytelling and relationships.
It's a long history
between these wrestlers, and also short-term recent history too.
Yeah.
That have elevated the stakes to this. It's not for a belt, but it feels like it's for something bigger almost, and I think that's what Seth Rollins has been alluding to.
Is Paul Heyman the belt that they're fighting for?
I don't know. I mean, so they've made a big deal about Paul Heyman, right?
Yeah.
And that could just be because it's not for a belt, so they want to add another interesting element to it.
Yeah.
But you got to think that Paul Heyman is going to be the catalyst for the result of this match.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to interfere or he's going to betray somebody because he's allied with both Punk and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And then we got from Seth at was this Raw on Monday saying this?
Yeah.
No, it was SmackDown.
On SmackDown, or I don't know if it was whatever, it was like 2 weeks ago, he didn't attack Paul Heyman, and then he said, "You owe me a favor."
Yeah.
And then again this last Monday, he
does attack.
He came out on top where he knocked out both Punk and Roman Reigns, and then he stared down Paul Heyman. So I don't know what he wants from Paul Heyman.
Yeah, what's his deal with the wise man?
I don't know. And what is the value of having Paul Heyman in your corner? I know for Roman Reigns, it's like he's like his advisor, but he can't help in the ring unless he does.
Is he like the only advisor? Like,
well, I think other wrestlers have managers.
But he's just like his own entity.
Yeah, well, I think like with Paul Heyman's like history, like with ECW. And then with managing a lot of top wrestlers, he's like the top. He's like the cream of the crop in terms of managers. Yeah. So, honestly, I don't know what's gonna happen. My gut feeling is that I don't really see Roman Reigns winning. I just don't really know.
He's a loser.
not because he's a loser, but just because I feel like CM Punk and Seth Rollins have more momentum now. You know,
Yeah.
like Roman Reigns, he's part time, so what? Like we haven't really seen him win recently.
Yeah.
So if you ask me my gut feeling, I think CM Punk's gonna win.
Okay. My gut feeling is Seth is going to win because I don't understand what this favor is, and I feel like that must be something to be cashed in after WrestleMania.
Do you see Paul Heyman betraying CM Punk or Roman Reigns or both and
Yeah.
siding with Seth Rollins?
I don't know if he'll do it voluntarily. I mean, why would he? I mean, now he seems really conflicted being with Roman Reigns, but also being CM Punk's best friend.
Hmm.
Um, and that favor or whatever. Um, I don't think he'd willingly side with Seth.
Hmm.
I don't like Seth. I like Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Seth is just annoying to me. He's
Yeah, you really, you really hate Seth Rollins.
I don't know if I really hate him. I just don't see like because he was out for a little bit when I first started watching too. Like he came in later too,
Hmm.
or at least like in the time that I've been watching. And I was like, who is this guy? And Jamil had explained. But and we can get into that I guess at another time. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he's just like a little troublemaker.
Yeah, I remember you.
He whines. He just
He whines a
whines.
lot, and you've commented on the state of his hair.
Yeah, get like your hair done or just like invest in condish.
Yeah. Um. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's.
Okay.
Okay. I think it's time for us to move on to Sunday.
Please, yeah.
Okay. WrestleMania Sunday. Let's talk about the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. I know this is your
Oh
top match of the
yeah.
weekend. This is what you're the most excited for seeing.
Yeah.
Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Give me your
Yes.
thoughts on this match and on these
Okay.
three characters.
Yeah.
Briefly, what you think of these three characters.
All right. So, yeah, this is really the top three imaginable for a women's triple threat. Uh, Io, love her. She is the by far. I think we've discussed this. Like genuinely maybe the best women's wrestler just because she's the most entertaining from an entertainment aspect.
Mhm.
She is the best gymnast. She is flexible. She is strong. She like really can like do it all and look cute doing it, you know?
Mhm.
And right now she's champion, right?
Yeah.
And that hasn't I feel like she hasn't gotten a lot of time to like rein in on that because she's been like in the middle of these two other women the
Mhm.
entire time it feels like.
Mhm.
Bianca, um love the hair, love the ponytail. I think that's a great bit. I like that her entry is like the lips with the
She has the
ponytail.
best like intro graphic
Yeah.
ever.
And her little dance, so cute. Love it. I think if I was to get an action figure, I would want one of her. Just hint of that. Um, yeah, she's great. She's strong. She's also very strong and very flexible and can do the gymnast stuff. And she's ripped. And
Yeah.
and she's been part of this great tag team with Jade and also Naomi when she was with Naomi for a long time. And I think it's her time to shine as an individual. I'm excited for that too. But again, like Io in the middle of this, like Io deserves her time to shine because Bianca fighting Rhea Reigns. Oh my gosh, Rhea Ripley. Um, and Rhea Ripley. Rhea was my first
Your first
girl
love.
crush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhea is what can I say about Rhea? Do I want to be her or do I want to be with her? She
Right.
is. Where did I first see her? Was it after SummerSlam?
Yeah, so like when we first started watching, like your first introduction to wrestling, the top storyline in WWE was Rhea and Damian Priest fighting against the Judgment Day because they had
Yeah,
just betrayed them
yeah.
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've had this soft spot for her ever since, and I
Mm.
think everybody has. I think
Mm.
that's kind of because she was a heel before, and now she's a
Mm.
face, kind of
Yeah.
like yeah,
Well, she's acting very heelish right now, but people are
yeah,
still cheering her. So
yeah,
I mean, so what is a good guy versus a bad guy if the people cheer the bad guy?
yeah.
Are they even bad? But
I love
yeah.
all her signs, or like how she's mommy. Mommy's always on top. I love her intro. I love her just her vibe. Very badass.
Mm. Yeah, I think it's been interesting build up. I think that excuse me. I think that Rhea kind of finding her way into this match that she didn't really earn is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I think that ultimately what I see happening is that what they've been teasing is that Rhea and Bianca are just too worried about each other
yeah,
and they like ignore Io, and
yeah.
she's getting mad and feels disrespected by that,
Mm-hmm.
by people. Sorry, our producer is jumping over the walls right now. If you could hear
Yeah.
that.
I love Io's little like
Yeah, when she goes like this, yeah, that's pretty awesome. I
that's
love that too.
cute.
Every time I see that, I mark out. Um, but yeah, I think Io.
You think Io because Bianca and Rhea
I
are
think
gonna
Bianca and
go after
Rhea,
each other's throats.
they're just gonna be too distracted by each other, and they're gonna underestimate her, and
Yeah,
she'll end up winning. That's what I want to happen.
yeah, yeah. I'm also rooting for Io.
All right, cool. All right. A couple of these are not that interesting. We'll go over them quickly though.
Okay,
Um,
just like who do we think's gonna win?
yeah, if you have any other thoughts
Okay,
about them, I don't
what?
have many thoughts about it. Okay, so the Intercontinental Championship.
Mm.
Do you even know? Do you know? Guess who's in this match? Guess.
Is
I don't think you know.
this for men?
Yeah, the women's Intercontinental Championship is not going to be defended.
Okay, is this LA Knight? No, LA Knight and the Samoan Werewolf.
No,
That's not for Intercontinental.
that match. We'll talk. What happened to that match? Did I delete that? We forgot to talk about that match.
Was that supposed to be Saturday?
That's on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really care because I don't really watch anything by LA Knight. I think I typically fall asleep when he starts. And
Uh,
then Samoan Werewolf, what's his name?
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu is also yeah, I don't see the have they I don't know. I don't know what's been happening.
They've kind of been fighting a little bit. They've been built. Yeah, it's kind of like a whatever. I mean, I'm sure it'll be an okay match.
I thought it was supposed to be him and Braun Breaker. Is that his name? There's so many Brawns, right?
There's Bronze. There's Bronson. There's
Bronson, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to add about the United States Championship, which is the one that LA Knight has.
So okay, this is the United States Championship.
I'll just go. I think maybe Jacob Fatu will win that match.
Okay, I'll say LA Knight.
Okay. Okay. Now let's talk about Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way. There's
Fatal 4-way. Okay.
4 wrestlers. Obviously, one is Braun Breaker because he's the champion. Who were the other 3 wrestlers in this match? This came up during Raw, and I said we have to talk about this when we did the podcast. So
Oh
pay attention.
no.
Make sure you know this.
I think I can't get the word fatal 4-way out of my head. Is it so it's called the fatal 4-way?
What do you mean? Like
That's I don't know what a 4-way is.
That's what every 4-way match is called. There's triple threat for 3.
Threat.
Four
and
guys.
Why don't they call it a? It's a triple threat. Okay, why not a quadruple threat? Why is it a 4-way?
Fatal 4-way sounds like more intimidating. It's more.
Okay. All right. So wait. Okay. So who's in it? Braun. one of the brawns. I honestly can't. I need like
You don't have a single guess for
I
who's
can't,
in.
it's not coming to me right
Who
now.
has been fighting with Braun as of late?
Oh, oh. I don't know any of these guys' names except for Dom.
Okay,
Dominic.
okay.
Daddy Dom.
Dominic Mysterio is one.
Yeah. And his British friend, Irish friend,
Irish Finn Balor, yeah.
Finn Balor.
Balor.
Balor. And the new luchador,
Penta.
Penta. Yes.
Okay.
Ugh.
Okay, who's
What
winning?
Penta. Because the other three are evil.
Yeah. Well, I think they've been teasing like a Judgment Day split up, like the struggle of power where Finn wants to be in charge, but then Liv has been getting in Dom's ear, like,
You
I'm
should be
yeah.
on your own.
So I think maybe those two guys will turn on each other. Like they'll start out the match like fighting as a team, which is kind of like fucked up that you would make a 4-way match, but then two of the guys are like on a team together.
Yeah,
how do you even do that?
That's not fair.
They're obviously going to turn on each other.
Well, didn't they like at first have Braun and Penta supposedly on a team in like a tag team?
Yeah, they had a tag team. Them two versus those two versus each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll go Penta.
Yeah, Sam.
Randy Orton versus mystery opponents. I don't know if this is gonna be Saturday or Sunday. I just put it on Sunday.
Okay.
But I guess the whole surprise is who is he gonna fight?
Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that'd be a good match.
No.
Michin.
No, I don't want to see that.
I think the only guess we can make is that he's gonna fight the GM.
What? No. Are you kidding?
He attacked him after he said you don't have a match.
Okay, I think it's gonna be like they're gonna bring someone else out, like The Rock or something.
Oh, you think it's gonna be it's gonna be not one of the guys on the current Rock? Maybe a new debut.
Yeah.
A new debut or somebody that like a newer wrestler maybe.
Oh, okay. But like, don't they usually have somebody like? Because last WrestleMania, and you're like, I was surprised, or I wasn't surprised because I didn't know that The Rock and all these people come out when.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that too.
Yeah.
I'm just, I wasn't saying it's not possible. That could happen. There's also a bunch of wrestlers that aren't on the card. Like, where the hell is Sheamus?
Yes.
Where is Sami Zayn?
My Irish King, my Syrian King.
Yeah, I
love those guys.
Those are two of my favorite wrestlers. They're not even on the card, which kind of annoys me, but I digress. So whatever happens, I think Randy, whoever it is, I think Randy will win.
Yeah. R.I.P. to Kevin Owens.
I know, man. That's so sad.
I didn't realize that you were so tied to him. You were almost shedding a tear when he was announcing his injury.
He said he has a neck injury. That's serious. So like he broke like his wrist or something. He has a neck injury. Like he could maybe never wrestle again. I don't want to see that. That's a real life injury. Anyways,
sorry to that man.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. Anyways, let's talk about the women's tag team championship match. Your favorites, Liv and Raquel versus Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. You have a special relationship with Liv and Raquel, I feel like.
Liv deserves better than Raquel. I don't know why. Raquel is giving me no personality. She's her like when she gets hurt is like just faking it. Like it's not, it doesn't give genuine. She's not a very good actress. But Liv is the best at believing it, she is putting her whole heart and soul into getting her ass beat,
she's in my opinion the greatest, or the best. I should say greatest because that implies we're taking history into account, but She's the best at I think selling moves.
Yeah.
She's the best at like in ring character work.
Yeah.
Like staying in character while she's fighting.
That's what I'm saying.
Screaming at the refs, laughing, looking crazy.
Yeah, she sells it, and she gives that bad guy arch nemesis, especially when her versus Rhea. It was really good.
Yeah.
What's her friend's name?
Raquel.
Raquel. It's giving me nothing. It's giving me nothing. I'm sorry to that woman, but Liv deserves better. And I think she's holding her back. She's holding Liv back. So who are they fighting?
They're fighting Bailey and Lyra, this like makeshift team. It's not a real team. I mean, Liv and Raquel are obviously going to win. Lyra and Bailey are not a real tag team. They just put them together.
I do love Bailey, and Bailey is my like go-to good guy.
Yeah.
She should always win. But yeah, I think you're right. She may not be in this because she doesn't have a very good teammate in Lyra.
Well, Lyra already has the Intercontinental Championship. She's going to have 2 championships if she wins this.
Too much. Too many.
Yeah. Okay. Quickly, let's go over AJ Styles versus Logan Paul.
I don't care.
That match is a big. I just hope AJ wins. I don't want to see Logan Paul win.
Yeah, obviously. AJ wears too many accessories.
Too many.
Wears gloves and high socks and I believe that it's his real hair, but why is he wearing it with like the sweatband or something?
I don't know. If you ask me, I think it's a wig.
Well, it could be. But yeah, he wears a lot of accessories, and I think it's a little too much, honestly. And it might be his demise when he fights
It's
Logan.
giving Power Ranger too many
it's giving,
things.
yeah.
He is a good wrestler, though. He's out of his prime now, but he still like doesn't really look like it all the time. He could still put on good matches, good performances, but I don't know. I hope he just beats the crap out of Logan Paul. Okay, next up, Sin City Street Fight. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre.
What does this mean, a Sin City street fight?
I don't think it means. We'll have to see. We have no idea what that means.
They're just naming it that?
Yeah, I mean, I assume
it's not for a belt or anything. It's just like out of revenge.
Well, yeah, I assume it means they're going to use weapons and stuff.
Oh,
like,
shoot!
They might go backstage. Like if they call it a street fight, they should go in the street. They should leave the ring.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I expect to see these are 2 good wrestlers. These are 2 heavy hitting wrestlers, and I like McIntyre more than I like Damian Priest.
Really?
But I think like these are 2 guys that really like give it their all. Like they don't cheat you when they're in a match. If they're in a match, they're gonna have a match. These are 2 big, strong guys.
Yeah. I think as much as I love Damian Priest, my Puerto Rican king, McIntyre is just selling it more for me. Like he is angry, and I don't believe that that Damian is as angry. I think it's more of like the defense. He's like, "What's your deal, dude? Why are you so mad at me? Like, why do you have this vendetta?"
That's pretty much everybody's feud with McIntyre. They're like, "What is your problem?"
So pissed.
He's like, "I'm gonna kill you." They're like, "Jeez, dude."
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, McIntyre really does most of the heavy lifting for his feuds.
Yeah. Which is he's good at it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's a good wrestler. He's funny. He's charismatic, interesting. He'll take a bump. Like remember in the Hell in a Cell when he did that?
Don't remind me.
He went for the kick and then he landed his back on the steps. That was crazy.
Yeah, he got thrown onto. Didn't Damien like throw him onto a car too? And we like saw it like into the windshield.
Yeah, it broke. Yeah,
he's like, it's in my eye.
And he came out with an eye patch.
Oh gosh,
that was insane. Yeah, I think I'll go with McIntyre on this one.
Same.
Okay, last match.
Okay.
Main event. The main event of the evening. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed championship.
Yes, excellent.
This is arguably one of the most interesting storylines I've ever seen in wrestling.
Really?
Because you know what? This isn't a story about Cody versus John Cena.
Oh,
If you've noticed, in all of John Cena's promos, he doesn't even talk about Cody Rhodes.
yeah.
His issue is with the
Everybody,
fans. His
yeah.
issue is with the entire WWE universe.
Mm-hmm.
That's who John Cena is fighting. And Cody has chosen to be the representative, which is like why
Yeah.
Cody in this, like in his last promo,
He's fighting for us.
yeah, he was like, I'm not gonna let him take this from us. So it's John Cena versus the WWE universe. The
Yeah.
fans that a lot of them cheered him, but a lot of them booed him. And he's saying, "This is my revenge. I'm doing this. I all these years I did this for you. This is for me, and I hate you so much. I'm taking this belt from you because I hate you and you don't deserve it." That's crazy. I've never seen a wrestler talk like this before,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is why this is so interesting, and people are loving this John Cena heel turn.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't say too much because I don't know John Cena enough. Unfortunately, I do know he was like a winner, like he was very beloved and he had
Mhm.
won a ton, right?
Yeah,
I think it's funny. I am cracking up when he's telling that poor kid in where were they in like Belgium
yeah.
or
He's like,
something.
you and you are a toxic
Yeah,
relationship.
your toxic relationship, and they show the kid. He's like, but that was very funny, and yeah, I can't say if I know what's gonna happen. I don't know if we've really talked about this yet.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. What is your theory?
I think if I don't know if this is like what we said we were gonna do, like get too behind the scenes or whatever, like be too big of marks or whatever. But if Cody doesn't lose this, I don't see who
Yeah,
could beat him.
right.
How is he gonna lose if he doesn't lose
To
this?
John Cena. Yeah.
And John Cena winning the championship um, is what, as a John Cena fan, that I want to see him win the championship this year. I think I don't want him to like, he's a bad guy now. He's mad. I don't want all of this like work to be like reverted. I want to see a little bit more of heel John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Selfishly, I don't know what would be the most interesting storyline for me, and a lot of people have waited 20 years to see what this heel John Cena could look like,
Yeah.
and I think if he beats Cody and he beats him clean,
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun to see.
What if it's not clean?
What if The Rock
Yeah.
intervenes?
Yeah.
But like he's supposedly teamed up with The Rock, and then we haven't seen The Rock since.
Right.
Is he gonna come back?
That's what I'm saying. Is
Mm.
like if if Cody doesn't lose, or yeah, doesn't lose to John Cena, would this set something up with The Rock?
Oh yeah, if Cody beats John Cena,
Yeah.
and then The Rock goes, I guess I have to do it myself
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
like Thanos.
Yeah.
They could do that. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
But
But
that's too short for Cena's like
I don't think
bad guy tour.
yeah, he's a bad guy. I think I honestly would, if even if he cheats, I wouldn't mind that because he's a bad guy. Like he's desperate to win the championship. He
Yeah.
wants to take this from us.
Mm.
So he might just do anything he has to do. He could cheat, and I would support it.
Or Travis Scott interferes.
He pops Cody's eardrum again.
Oh God, is that what happened?
I think that's what they said. That's what the reports
Damn.
were.
Ouch. Yeah, Travis Scott. What the hell?
I don't think they would let him back in the ring again after that.
Really?
I
Oh
mean, like,
no.
maybe like just like to perform or something, but I don't think they would
Yeah.
let him hit a wrestler again.
Yeah. Damn. Well, yeah, I think you're right. I would also say I want John Cena to win.
I
Well,
want him to win. That would be the most entertaining thing.
Yeah.
And it would just like make me sad just to see like John Cena losing his last WrestleMania.
Well, yeah, I kind of wanted to. I want it to be a cheerable event, like a cheerable thing. Like
Mm.
I want to like it, you know. I don't want. I hope it's not bloody. I feel like I'm afraid of that. I don't like. I was because the moment we saw um, John Cena turn on Cody Rhodes, that was intense, you know, and we weren't expecting it at all,
Yeah,
and
it
it
was a
was like a
shocking moment.
brutal beating, and
Yeah, I don't think it will get violent like that just because it's just like a singles match.
yeah,
You know, like it's not no DQ. I think the matches
yeah,
that could get bloody are the Rollins Reigns CM Punk match because triple threats are all no disqualifications by
yeah,
design.
yeah, yeah.
And then like the even earlier in that night the street fight.
Okay.
Like maybe like if they do McIntyre versus Damian Priest like right before that, I don't know the order, but if they do
Street
that,
fight.
that could be like the violent match of the night.
Yeah.
And then CM Punk, and then whatever Cody versus John Cena, and John Cena is over 50 years old, so
Yeah, he
I'm
looks
sure he's been training.
like a bag of meat.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been training a lot, but can he really do like a long violent match? I don't think he wants to do that just yet, at least.
Yeah. So is that it? That's the end. That'll be the end.
That'll be the end. And then I guess like I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And we'll watch it together this weekend, and then we'll hopefully do a follow up pod where we kind of debrief, talk about what actually happened. Maybe we'll compare if we're right, or we'll look this over and we'll see who got the most right.
Okay.
That would be fun.
Yeah. I don't know if I really did.
I don't know if we really made full.
Did I make full commitments for everyone? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I did either.
We'll listen in
Yeah.
and we'll re-listen to it.
But anyways, thank you all for listening. If you made it this far in the podcast, that's crazy. We appreciate that. Thank you for listening. And yeah, let us know your thoughts and your predictions for WrestleMania. And we'll see y'all soon.
Yeah, I think what else y'all would like to see, you know, I think from our different perspectives in wrestling, we can give more of the girl versus boy perspective of wrestling, a noob versus a veteran. We could talk more about the different like lingo, like the terminology of some of this stuff, because I don't know a lot of it. I have to still like, what does that mean to you? But yeah, anything else you want us to talk about? So yeah, but this has been great. Thanks, Cutie Pie.
Thanks, dude. Glad we did this. Been talking
Thanks,
about
dude.
this for a long time.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right.
All right. Tune in after this video. We're going to have an Amazing Race podcast. The link down below.
We're doing the Amazing Race podcast starting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. See y'all later.
Bye.